Guys, their EFL Championship seasons couldn't have started any better. Coventry's HAJI WRIGHT has scored 4 goals in those 4 league appearances, going 70 minutes per goal, while Josh Sargent for Norwich has 5 goals in 4 appearances, going 69 minutes per goal. He's also won Championship Player of the Month. Welcome back, everybody, to Golazo Matchday, presented by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Let's talk about these 2 Americans, because we've seen the numbers there. They're putting up many goals for their teams. How important are these 2 guys for their respective clubs? I
mean, they're everything for their respective clubs, and I think HAJI WRIGHT even more so, because you look at how last season ended, and he was someone who I think Coventry City fans were really upset with in the championship playoff. I thought he was very poor, he lacked focus, but this season he looks like he's just in that striker's flow. And you've played with strikers that you feed him the ball, you give him that half chance, he gets a goal. And his counterpart in Josh Sargent, he's playing with a smile on his face, Nige. And because he's got the captain's armband, sometimes that sense of responsibility over a club, it gets the best out of footballers.
No, it does. I would have to say, Michael, I think that for me, Josh Sargent's under more pressure. I think when you look at Norwich right now, he's the main talisman. He's the reason why they're doing well, and he's going to be the reason if they make the top 6, because they need goal scorers, and he's the one that's scoring the goals. When I look at HAJI WRIGHT and Coventry City, what Frank Lampard has got is it's not just the reliance on HAJI WRIGHT, because you've got other goal contributions coming from Rodoni, Thomas Asante, Mason Clark. They've got so many players who are contributing to goals in that Coventry side. But when I look at Norwich, it's all Josh Sargent. Yeah. So I feel he's under more pressure. Yes, he got a finding opportunity for the US national team. I'd have to say it's an opportunity that he didn't take. He hasn't really shown us now that he can make that next step up when it comes to international football. But currently right now at Norwich, the captain's armband has put a bit more pressure on him, and he is performing to it, risen to the occasion. But he needs to start now taking that next step at the international level to show what he can do. The difference of HAJI WRIGHT as well in that sense is Frank Lampard has said that he wants to play him in that central role. He wants to put him down the middle. I've not yet to be convinced that he can do it, but who am I to go against Frank Lampard? He sees him week in, week out. But he's also got the versatility aspect of being able to play him out wide, where he can play in that wide position and come in. But for me, Josh Sargent, I think that I would love to see him really take that next step at international level to show what he can do.
Oh, this is the sort of match that it's proving grounds. Because my takeaway from watching Josh Sargent in the last 2 times he's been given that baton to say, hey, go and prove that you can be the main man for the USMNT national team. He's been underwhelming, and it's almost like he's playing within himself. But when he comes back with Norwich, and you see the 5 goals in 4 matches, which is incredible, there's this sense of freedom. There's this sense of not overthinking it. The one thing I'd like to see him take, what he does with Norwich, is this movement in behind. You saw some of the goals. He's not static. He's always looking to move, play off the shoulder of the 2 center backs or 3 center backs, depending on who he's playing against, and get in and be clinical. For HAJI WRIGHT, if I was to do a power ranking right now for the USMNT national team, typically going into World Cup, you take 3 strikers. Folarin Balogun is the main guy. Ricardo Pepi, since he plays in the Champions League, we're going to see him with PSV, is number 2. Right now, HAJI WRIGHT is number 3. If you're Josh Sargent and you put in a performance today, you start changing Mauricio Pochettino's mind.
I'll probably say Balogun is the number 1. I think the other spots are still open. The thing that people make and jump into the World Cup is still a while away. Injuries can occur. So I think all these players have to do is take responsibility for yourself, keep doing what you're doing at your clubs. And Mauricio Pochettino will have to make a decision that he sees fit. I think that HAJI WRIGHT will probably be ahead of Josh Sargent right now because of his versatility aspect of it. In the different positions you can play him. But it's a great opportunity. This is the battle of the USA strikers, and I'm looking forward to it. I'd love it if they can get in a tackle together and just smash each other and see how that works out. But they'll probably be too nice, Hannah. They're not like us.
Oh, here we go.
They'll be too nice.
Here we go. Someone get them a cup of tea.
They won't want to tackle each other.
Here we go.
When we talk about these 2, they're doing so well in the Championship, and even I was thinking about this morning. What makes it so different when they go to the US camp? Why is it such a different, it's a completely different story?
I think it's what's being asked of them. Right now, the USMNT national team, there's a bit of uncertainty in terms of the identity, in terms of they don't even know what formation they want to play. And that has a big impact on 2 players. And I agree with you about the versatility. Now, I take HAJI WRIGHT for an example, someone who was supposed to be part of the Gold Cup roster. And I think him not being fully in the mix allowed him to regain his confidence. He needed a summer to find himself, and we're seeing the benefits of sometimes time away from your national team, being back in an environment with a Frank Lampard, who's very high on HAJI WRIGHT, saying, all right, son, go in, this is what I expect of you, use your movement. I think his movement is top-notch in the championship, but now using his movement, that he does have freedom to float in the channels, but at the end of the day, when the ball's wide, get in the box. We've seen him score balls in terms of cutbacks and then having a sweeping move to finish.
And also, when you go to the US national team, when you look at it recently, Mauricio Pochettino is still trying to work out what his team and side will be. There's been a lack of consistency. So these players are literally being thrown together, and there's been so many players that have been tried out by Pochettino. It's hard for these strikers to really have that chemistry with these new teammates and these players. Yes, they all play for the US national team, but they still haven't spent enough time together on a football pitch to have a real chemistry and understanding. I think when I look at Josh Sargent and HAJI WRIGHT, what they have to do when they get into that international setting is have a bit of arrogance. Stick your chest out. I'm here because I deserve to be here, and go and play with that arrogance. Don't go and play like you have a point to prove or think, oh, I've got to get this. No. Put that all out of the back of your mind, treat it like it's a championship game, and just go out there and play. Play and enjoy it. Play with the freedom and express yourself. And you need the arrogance, and that's what separates top players from good players. Because most of the top players that I've played with, very, very arrogant human beings. And even in the dressing room, they've just always got that belief about themselves. Wherever they play, that I'm one of the best players there. Watch me do this. And that's what I think that they need to do. So it's a bit of an attitude shift.
Okay. Yeah, because it's more like, I've proved myself in the championship. Why do I need to prove myself on the national stage now? I'm here, I'm ready to go. I think it's, yeah, like you said, an attitude shift.
It's an attitude shift, I would say, yeah, more than anything else.
With this Coventry side, playoff contenders, done so well last year, had an amazing start to the season. They're unbeaten so far in their first 4 matches. Taking a look at the lineups now for Coventry City. Nigel, when you're looking at this team, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing a lot of talent. It's hard to deny it. But I'll tell you one person that a lot of people don't pay attention to, who's very important to this Coventry side. It's the right back, the Dutch right back, Van Avik. He's got 3 assists this season. He gets down that side, and he's very creative for this Coventry side. We've seen Thomas Asante, he's on the bench today. Sakamoto comes in. Rodoni in that midfield, number 10 role, a goal-scoring midfielder, arrives late into the box. HAJI WRIGHT, as we discussed now, starts in the middle that Frank Lampard sees. Mason Clark. There is a lot of goals in this Coventry side, the attacking sense of it. Great balance in Grimes and Torp in the back there. Frank Lampard is building something special, and I am no idiot for backing Frank Lampard, because I said it, that he will get Coventry promoted, and I'm going to still stick to it, that he will get Coventry promoted to the Premier League.
Are you still running off the fumes from the interview you did?
No, it's nothing about that. It's just going against Grilla, you know.
Okay.
Michael, taking a look now at the Norwich lineup. They've won both their away games this season in the Championship. Taking a look at this lineup, what are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, look, they've stick with this back 3. Last season they played a back 4, and Harry Darling, he's been outstanding in the back. He brings a sense of calm, and his distribution in the back. Keep an eye on Papi Diallo. He's got a bit of pace. I remember watching him last season in Ligue 2. Yes, I watched Ligue 2 with Metz. He's got that bit of pace. He's got good size. He's a good outlet. And Mirko Topic, he's growing into that role as the engine room for Norwich City side. But at the end of the day, it's all about getting Josh Sargent goals and getting the right service. He is the one to watch. He's the one. If they're going to get 3 points, it'll be off his boots.